Okay, guys, this is a chapter of Mark a Day. Guys, we're in chapter 11, day 11. This is when he comes into Jerusalem on a colt, by the way. I thought it was a donkey this whole time. I looked it up. Y'all, it's like a 4-year-old male little horse. And so he tells his disciples to go untie it, bring it back to him. Of course, this is what he ends up riding into Jerusalem when he's welcomed and acknowledged and recognized as the Son of God. And it says that they were laying down their cloaks, laying down branches. That's where we get the Palm Sunday from, right? And they were just in awe, knowing that he is the Messiah. Okay, so after all his time and all the ministry and all the work he was doing, they're recognizing him as such. But remember, Jesus knew very well what was about to happen. In fact, he had predicted it 3 times prior in the prior chapters to a T. Comes across a fig tree. And listen, my husband had to help me with this one because I was like, so what's going on here? It says that Jesus is hungry, and so he goes to a fig tree that is in full leaf. And apparently that is when it is in full bloom. Like, it looks like a matured fig tree. Like, it should definitely have fruit. Okay, you can imagine like the green leaves, like very strong looking. And so when he goes to pick from it, it has no fruit. And so then Jesus says to this fig tree, may no one ever eat fruit from you again. Okay, the disciples see him do this, and he basically curses the fig tree. And so I wanted to know, what was the point of that? Because that does come back around. And this is the point. Just a paragraph after that, he reaches Jerusalem and he goes into the temple courts. The very same courts that should be in full bloom, that looks like it's on and popping, like looks like it should be fruitful, because should be a house where there's prayer and praise. Imagine what he feels when he goes in and sees merchants, people selling stuff, and just like people trading money. So of course, this is the famous Jesus flips tables and he overturns all the tables. This makes the chief priests very upset. Like, if they were not plotting already, they so want him dead, okay? Because he says to them, my house will be called a house of prayer for all nations, but you have made it a den of robbers. Calls them out. He's like, yo, this thing is supposed to have fruit. I come in here and I should be able to come here and worship and praise. But look at all that, what's going on here. You guys have turned it into something it's not. Now, how can we relate this back to us, where Jesus is always trying to teach us a lesson? So the fig tree, the temple, what about us? Do we have fruit? Does it look like we have fruit? How is my behavior outside of these videos? And how am I living for Christ? And so where are our fruit? Okay, so that is like a checkpoint for us to do. Sure enough, on their way out, Peter calls out, look at the fig tree that you just cursed. It is withered and it is all types of dead. And then he gives them something to leave with. So I'll leave you with this. I will tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it'll be yours. And when you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven will forgive your sins. And last but not least, the chief priests are really trying to plot against him. They ask him a question. Jesus asks them one back. And then after that,